Right, we have welcome beam. Another list of stuff to talk about. I was on Fiifi-Manfred the YouTube. Great post-match stuff. I was on Fiifi-Manfred after Saturday games. Yeah, but what a day of football all across it. Of course, Real Madrid big game. Momo boy and Komodina Kumo. And finally, they have been able to get a reaction from the, of course, Bayern Munich team, a friend in Liverpool, of course, Manchester City. And the loss also. How is it that team in 50 games you lose to just one? 50, 5-0. That's it, they lose to just one. How do they go from that and then lose 4 games in 11 days in that space? That is something else. For City to lose 4 games in 11 days is huge. And because of that, it has put specific positions in the English Premier League up for grabs. Chelsea know that tomorrow they cannot afford not to take their chances against Arsenal. Arsenal also knows that tomorrow they need to do everything possible to keep up the momentum of beating Chelsea when they meet them at the Stamford Bridge. In fact, Chelsea have won just one in over 10 meetings with Arsenal the last time. No, it is not a good sign for Chelsea if you are looking at the statistical board and the head-to-head conversation. It's not good. But mind you also said Arsenal have also not won in 3 attempts. Can Chelsea make it 4 now? Part of the conversations here on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Of course, someone subscribe to the channel now. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notification. In the notification turning, making sure so be choosing all. And of course, I'm share the link to our for joining us on Fiifi-Manfred. No someone joining me. No one be enjoy us on Fiifi-Manfred. Over here, we give you the best in terms of football analysis. It doesn't get any better than it gets from you on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. So make sure so be subscribing. Make sure so be turn on notification. Make sure so be share link na obia enya show. Of course, if you want to contact us down there, all of the social media handles are there. Reach out to me on Twitter, on Facebook, on mail. I'll be there to reach out to you. Thank you very much for being there for us. Of course, obviously, if you're a lover of bet, on Thursday, we won really big. 2 picks on that day. It was excellent over there for you. And of course, today, there is one huge one that is still there, possibly for us to win tonight. So, of course, if you are here, enjoy it on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. We give you the best in terms of tactical analysis. Enjoy it. See, let me start from Real Madrid. The thing is that coming into this weekend, Madrid knew that they had to win. In fact, after some disappointment against FC Barcelona and all of the results that have followed suit, the issue of Mbappe at the Ballon d'Or, losing to AC Milan, and it's man, Madrid knew said they have to get the results. And Carlo Ancelotti, before some match he catches and trust force him, he has found the problem, and he knows the problem now. He has found solution to the problem. Of course, Osasuna any team on the Madrid Obama Madrid a hell of a time, Debbie. But the truth of the matter is that this season, Osasuna have been good. Almost a 5th in the Spanish La Liga last week, almost a. But they have not won back-to-back away games in the Spanish La Liga since almost 2 or 3 seasons here. And they were going away to the Santiago Bernabeu. When you are coming to the Bernabeu, you are going to be scared to an extent. And then we knew that Madrid had what it takes to go into the game and get a job done. Now, when the lineup came, I asked myself, say, and then Carlo Ancelotti said, a solution now, because before the game, Ancelotti said he has found a solution and he wants defensive solidity. Obviously, the team resolute, obviously, control games better. Obviously, essentially, there are certain parts of the game where they will dominate largely, and there are parts of the game where they will put in a lot of effort, they will press, they will counter press. Like Sani Mani, they will do and they will do it better. So, just when the starting lineup came, that was the first thing I'm going to say. Ancelotti, players made an oval. How is he playing them? Because Madrid share 4-0. And can they really do the job? And at the end of your team, or starting game, with Lucas Vazquez, Eder Militao, Antonio Rudiger, Frank Garcia, Obo Lunin Owechonum, about Federico Valverde, Eduardo Camavinga, Jude Bellingham on FIFA no ball. A branch of friend Rodrigo Goes, Kylian Mbappe, and Vinicius Jr. It was a flat 4-3-3. Just a little change in personnel. And your 4-3-3 at this season, certain times, Madrid double. But Osho Osasuna team now, it is not an Osasuna team that sits so deep. They press, they wanted to come and play the football. And that essentially gave spaces to Madrid to also come in the game and dominate. I think that Madrid essentially also knows that the players have to impose themselves and understand that they need to do more. And this is a game where from Frank Garcia, be rating 7.1 to Fiifi-Manfred, Federico Valverde, Eduardo Camavinga, and Jude Bellingham. They were solid in the middle of the pack. To the extent that Jude Bellingham got his goal today. My branch friend Rodrigo Goes was also very good until signing injury and yet. So Rodrigo Goes is not going to play to somewhere in December. He's not going to be playing for FC Real Madrid. Of course, Vinicius Jr., what a day it was for him. Getting a hat-trick of goals over there. And then, of course, being the man of the match. My branch friend Vinicius Jr. Now, my pick of that game, and one thing that tells you how Madrid are almost so lethal from a team of ball with a high line. A long ball, Andre loading a ball long into the part of Vinicius Jr. and share with children. And it tells you the quality of our branch friend Vinicius Jr. Quality. The minute you play the high line, and they were good. They were good. Osasuna wanted to believe someone about Santiago Bernabeu and they can do something. But Madrid were up for a conversation. They were up to play football, and they really dominated. They really got the results that they wanted to get. Sad gave them, of course, because of that, it sets the tone for that big game now. I had watching because for Barcelona and Real Sociedad. Obviously, Barca and Real Sociedad again. Another one of those games that Barca in the last 5 times have won 4 times, have only lost to a team and friend Real Sociedad just once. Now Barca know, they know clearly said they don't want to start putting pressure on themselves. Nti board of body season in yano. Yen koswa ni winning matches. Senya beya pressure ebe ba Madrid pressure emba so because he is starting as you lose match pressure ebe so. Ye nim say once we are going the full length and the full haul of a season in the Spanish La Liga, Madrid has what it takes to turn it around. And Ancelotti account, so I know they will believe the team beats man turning around. They can do it. Last season they didn't start well, they didn't run enough, and he believes that they can get a job done. Barca knows there is no margin for error. Say only team friend Real Sociedad there, but Sociedad are struggling in the La Liga. In Europe, no more about 3 games. That's the last one against Athens. They are no Athens depending on match. But in the La Liga, almost at 12, and they are not in a good place over La Liga. Now it is a game. Barca winning. What is at stake for them? A Barca team and yet back with all of them injured players. Talking about injured players. See, I don't think anybody will wish evil, especially on what has happened to Abranti friend Eder Militao on the enemy. Eder Militao, if I'm not mistaken, last year in an ACL injury. And then after coming back from ACL injury, Eder Militao was saying an ACL game. And he has ruptured it. For almost the next 5, 6, 7 months. And now the Eder Militao will go Mario Madrid. And I think that maybe the load of matches on the players, really it has to be looked at. Rodrigo Goes, April, Barca have had their own fair share of injuries. After players in Bria returning, Frankie de Jong, Omar returning to Tino, Ronald Araujo, they are now waiting for him to fully come in. Pedri, Gavi, all of these boys that are important to FC Barcelona. After Omar returning fully to their folder. Almost say they can get the results for them. Barca, Madrid, sad news. Sabrantia, your friend Eder Militao, Epra. Now, any other matches from now to probably 8 months at the very least. Our team of our Spanish La Liga, not good enough for them. Not good enough for team your friend FC Real Madrid. But of course, the important one is only at the maximum point against team your friend Osasuna when they needed the most. When they really wanted to get the job done, Tima, your friend, team, your friend, everybody got the needed points that they had to go with. Of course, Ochina, like I did tell you about in Barca, boy in that big game against Real Sociedad. So, team, Barca, the ball, that big one against Partizan Belgrade, I don't think too much will change. Maybe Martin Dominguez and the M-boy were showing them. We will still have Alejandro Balde back into the team with Inigo Martinez, the Pau Kubas, and Jules Koundé, with Inaki Peña imposed in front of them. Obviously, you Marc Casado, any Abrantia, your friend of Pedri, or on it, Frankie de Jong to sit at the base and control the game. Whilst Abrantia, your friend of Pedri, will be at the top as a number 10 to control, whilst Femi Lopez will be on the bench. Lamine Yamal, Rafinha, any Abrantia friend Robert Lewandowski will lead the lines for them. They expected, given the quality that Barcelona for Kitano, they should be able to get a job done and then win against Tima, your friend of Real Sociedad in the Spanish La Liga. I mean, I'm watching a betting selection on some match, and I'll tell you, I'll pick a certain specific bet selection. Our Barca and Real Sociedad, and then of course in English Premier League. And then after all the games, you so China, Chelsea, Arsenal, we'll do the analysis for you. See, Man City, I drop a point. In fact, I won't drop a point. They have lost to team my friend of Brighton and Hove Albion at the Bank of America Stadium, or the formerly MX Stadium, or losing. And City were leading by a goal to 0. I was saying in the pre-match, the intro to this video, that Social Manchester City, they had gone 50 games and lost just 1. But in about 11 days, they have lost 4 matches. Telling. And I kept on sounding the alarm bell, said, baby, a Man City gone. Brighton and Hove Albion may lose match. They are good, they are solid in between the lines. They are opposite. They can do and they will hurt you. Don't take them for granted. And I know City did not take them for granted. It was a very, very good goal from a branch of friend Erling Haaland. And a City for Oshie, at the opening of the game. Now, Oshie have a City for starting game now. Essentially, it was a game that Pep went into it knowing that he has to win. He doesn't want to set a very bad precedent for the team, and then put pressure on himself. So he went into the game purposely to try and win the match, to make sure somebody can share. Tima, your friend of Brighton and Hove Albion. But then Fabian Hezala has done a solid job. Very, very good job from the Brighton and Hove Albion manager. Now, he has done a very, very good job. Now, City lineup on the call match. City went into it with regular players, of course. He himself, Rodri, so he didn't start in the game. But since Rodri's injury, Mateo Kovacic has been used as a deep line playmaker or game. Echiono, Obo, Simpson, the young centre back that's called Simpson Pose. Any branch of friend Kawak as the 2 centre backs. Played Rico Lewis, Josko Vardiol. A lot of injuries in the City team. Mateo Kovacic, Gundogan, Phil Foden, Savinho, Nunez, Matthias Nunez, any Erling Haaland were anymore. Haaland got a goal. That was so much. But the directness of team and friend Brighton and Hove Albion seeking to exploit the high line of Manchester City and consistently playing through the channels, hitting team up your friend Manchester City, finding the options in there and then getting on goal. Very good goal for Matt O'Reilly and your branch here. The not a Korean center, the Brazilian, the Brazilian center forward, our Brighton and Hove Albion, making it 2 goals to 1. And the funny thing is that around the 68th minute, but still City lead the match. City were in total control of the game around the 68th minute, and nobody really expected City to throw away the game as they did. But then, of course, in the 66th minute, and João Pedro take on Man City, Emma team friend Brighton and Hove Albion. Then Martin O'Reilly, Emma gave 2 goals to 1. Kevin De Bruyne and Bemu, Bernardo Silva Bemu, but it wasn't enough to get anything in the game for Manchester City. Brighton for the creative chance of 2.26. Manchester City chance creation or expected goals in 2.16. Ball possession, Brighton in your less 39, City in your 61. They were more direct in the game, and then they made sure they'll do the best thing in the game by outscoring team up. Your friend Manchester City. That's exactly what happened. Now, if you go onto the English Premier League table, this is what it means, and this is what it means when you're watching a game. Before say Liverpool ever match, Liverpool at the top with 25 points. Man City at a second with 23 points. Nottingham Forest at a third with 19 points. Nottingham Forest, they were able to play a net today against team your friend West Ham United. Last time out against West Ham United. I'm watching how many team my friend in Newcastle ever and points not up for grabs. Brighton move to 4th after a win, almost 19 points. Chelsea at a 5th. with a game in hand to play, almost 18 points. They play against Arsenal. Now, it makes the Chelsea game against Arsenal very important. Brighton born and on it, Man City boy now when you're pointing. It makes it important for Chelsea. And the sad news from Chelsea camp is that still training pictures about Cole Palmer. I have a feeling someone saying, yeah, Enzo Maresca is trying to play a fast one on Mikel Arteta. Not letting him know, say, not letting him prepare for a brand friend Cole Palmer. And for all you know, one saying, yeah, then he throws Cole Palmer into the game last minute. And Chelsea them said they need to get results. Maka says, so what should the big games at Chelsea are about? The game against City, the game against Liverpool, Manchester City, Manchester United, any Newcastle. These are all big games. Now Chelsea haven't won a single one of them apart from the Newcastle game. The traditional big teams, no, Chelsea in Shobia. And most of these teams in the last 2-3 years, since Chelsea went into a very bad place, they have been getting good results off Chelsea. Chelsea intimidated the big teams in the last few years. And they have now built a team to the extent that they believe that they can compete. And then Chelsea, against Arsenal, Arsenal have been very successful at Stamford Bridge or even away at the Emirates consistently. How many results against Chelsea? Anytime Mikel Arteta beats Matthew so Oshobo against Inter now. Somebody saying against Chelsea, they will go on and win the game. But Chelsea knows that there is an opportunity. And now also English Premier League table no. Now show be Uncle Bebreda. Also be Liverpool, that Man City that. Say Chelsea team Eshe. Now so 21 pointer. They come straight to third. English Premier League. That means that 2 points away from team and friend Manchester City. It settles them, puts them in a very, very competitive position in English Premier League. Then they can build on the momentum, which is very important. So Chelsea in a draw, it takes them to 20 points, getting them again back into the top 4, which is very, very important in terms of their Chelsea person yet this season. Their goal, like the players have said, qualify to the Champions League, playing the top 3, are very, very important for Chelsea. Chelsea person yes, and they will do everything possible to make sure that that is done. How they will do that essentially start with winning games like this against team your friend Arsenal. Now some of the Chelsea players have spoken in there. Utie Abrantia, your friend Romeo Lavia, he has spoken about Chelsea game and Yamia Mochina Omo Bon Honum. Now he said a massive game when he said Arsenal will really come in prepared. But they are also prepared. They want to get a job done. The big question, however, now even before I talk about the big question, Masema Abranti FN Romeo Lavia, Air simple, but Pedro Neto was interviewed by Sky Sports on Enzo Maresca. Pedro said it's a pleasure to work with a coach like him because you can see in the mentality of the group that we all are into his ideas because we believe in him a lot and he believes in us. Over there, Romeo Lavia said, on facing us now, it's going to be challenging everyone on the pitch. They are a strong team. It's a derby. So they are going to come in and come for it. We will be ready. We will be ready. Whatever the challenge is, we will prepare as much to be able to face it in there. Romeo Lavia said, the biggest quality as a player is to keep everything taken over Fiifi-Manfred as a deep line playmaker so that everything can go through him as a player. As it stands now, what is Enzo Maresca going to do with the absence of Cole Palmer? So Cole Palmer and Bobo Olivia and Hefa and Enzo Maresca be tweaking the system no. Ombo Joao Felix ana, Ombo Enzo Fernandez ana, who should play in? And I say, Omma Abranti friend Cole Palmer and Rambe Bobby. If Cole Palmer I want 100%, Omani Bobby ana, and that's the thing. I was saying earlier today say, so Cole Palmer and Bobby. I believe Enzo Maresca will call with Abranti friend Enzo Fernandez. He would want more control on FIFA, more technical control on FIFA. It's Arsenal. I think that Enzo Maresca will prefer a solid out of possession shape and control. Felix and Nkuku will not probably give you that out of possession control without the ball. They won't press better. They won't read the game better. They won't plug holes on FIFA. Having a problem midfield trio of Abrantia, your friend Romeo Lavia, Caicedo, and Enzo Fernandez. Maybe the base on which Chelsea build a very solid performance on FIFA to control the game and then make sure they go into that game winning it. Of course, on the wing, they expect it. Send Noni Madueke, any Abrantia, your friend Pedro Neto, will lead the lines over there. But Chelsea, if Chelsea are going to get a good performance in this match, it hinges largely on what their out of possession shape will be. How much can they control the game? Very, very important. Of course, there is going to be a big conversation Nyame Admochina matching because the big midfielders not ever Moise Caicedo, Romeo Lavia, these are all players that are going to be going on to play. Fifi, how confident are you ahead of Sam match in Chelsea? Need to make sure Nyame Admochina they get something really huge from game or winning team and friend Arsenal ever because the English Premier League table is really shaping up for Obia. When your results this year, you may be in trouble. You need to start picking up your points as it stands now. They are playing, Chelsea are playing solidly well, and they are showing their quality. Tomorrow, they need to go on and then get a job done. This season, I can smell blood. City aren't good, and there is no immediate fix to their issues. Arsenal don't have enough depth to deal with injury woes. Liverpool are good, but already playing at the absolute best. They can't go any further. Chelsea isn't perfect, but if we can manage and stay within 5 points of the first place when January transfer window hits, let's look to sign 1 or 2 players that can elevate our right centre back, centre box, the centre forward box occupation presence. Now, it's an opportunity. Chelsea can really hurt people this season. Like I said, given how teams are dropping points, it's very important for Chelsea to consider say they can get things done this season. And I'm based on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. I'm more channel will come in with another tactical analysis of some big game. Chelsea and Arsenal, when you know, of course, in a game we'll be doing an in-match analysis for you, Arsenal Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. And after that, we'll bring in a post-match analysis. But until then, no, sure, take care. Take care of yourself.